Kata Doktor Moshe Yegar soal Palestina.
Indonesia is classified by us not as an active hostile, but passively hostile. At the UN, they will always vote against Israel, but this is because of the Arab and Muslim neighbors.
What it means by passive hostile?
That Israelis are allowed to visit Indonesia, tourists are allowed, especially to go to Bali. And they go as organized Israeli groups, not as individual visitors that nobody will pay attention to. But Israeli organized groups of tourists go to Bali. About other parts of Indonesia, I simply don't know. I'm not sure if... I know of quite a number of Israelis who visited Jakarta, Bandung, and places which politically sound interesting.
Papua, maybe? Papua?
I don't know.
Irian Jaya. Before.
I know, Irian Jaya. I don't know. I don't know. Do they have tourist sites?
Yeah.
Places of tourists? Maybe.
Raja Ampat is very famous.
This I don't know. About Papua, I don't know. I mean, I never heard anything mentioned about Papua. I think that Timor
Yeah.
was visited by Israelis. How do you call the eastern islands where there is a great Christian population?
Maluku, Ambon?
Yeah, I think that in these places, the government of Indonesia allowed Israeli groups to come. Now, Israel allows Indonesians to come to Israel openly. Whoever comes from Indonesia receives his entry visa and nobody stops him. I believe that if a Muslim fanatic is coming and we happen to know about him, we will keep an eye on him. Now, I personally had a few years ago a contact with a Muslim religious leader. I try to remember his name, I don't succeed. An American scholar came here, a lady from the United States, and she was interested to promote contacts between Indonesians and Israelis. She is well known in Indonesia. She visited Indonesia many times. She published 2 or 3 books on Islam, one book on Islamic terror. And she came to Israel and started to contact all kinds of people here, Tel Aviv University and other places, and she reached me also. And she said, I want you to have a Zoom talk with, what's his name? I have his picture in front of my eyes. Forgot his name. He's associated with one of the leading religious Muslim institutions in Indonesia. It was about before the Corona started, which means 3 or 4 years
Gus
ago.
Yahya? Gus Yahya? Nadatul Ulama, maybe?
No, another name.
From Nadatul Ulama or Muhammadiyah?
No, he's a Sunni Muslim.
Yeah, this one is Sunni.
Can't remember, never mind. I was not impressed that he's a top religious leader, but I think that he has a certain standing.
Okay.
Now, I was sitting there on his couch, and a friend of mine who understands how to operate all this Zoom and the rest, all this equipment that I understand nothing in. I understand nothing in technological matter. He arranged it. She was staying in Tel Aviv, in the hotel. The Indonesian scholar came on the line, and we had an interesting conversation. We talked about those same questions that you raised and I mentioned about why are there or are there no relations between Israel and Indonesia, what must be done and said. I explained to him that I said that he is, because he was friendly, a religious leader, what they call in Arabic faqih. He's a mufti of some kind, and because he is interested and he saw no reason, he said, I don't see any reason why there are no relations between Indonesia and Israel. He asked me, can you explain it? I said, I'm not sure I can explain it. I have the usual explanations, which are true, I believe, that the Arab pressure and Muslim solidarity, these are two good enough reasons. I told him, you see, Indonesia is a big country and Indonesia doesn't need Israel. Israel is a small country, but Israel can also survive without Indonesia. So there are no relations. Let there be no relations. If both countries want relations, I think it will be better.
Yeah.
Why? Because Israel is small and Indonesia is big, but still they can develop scientific relations, and they can do together in science a great deal. Commerce, of course, we know commercial, there is no end to what commercial contacts could be done. Israel could offer assistance in a few things that she's strong with.
Cybercrime, like agriculture.
Agriculture, of course, medicine, whatnot, many things. So it will be better if there are relations.
Yeah, of course.
But there are no relations, we know, because Indonesia doesn't want the relations, not Israel. Israel is ready. So he said, he asked, what do you think can be done to assist? I told him, I think that religious personnel of your caliber can contribute a great deal. He said, how? I told him, you can contribute more than politicians because of the prestige that you enjoy in the public. Even those who are not devout religious Muslims, they still respect very much, and this is true in all Muslim countries. They respect religious personnel. If a mufti will publish a fatwa calling for relations with Israel, this will have great impact. Then another mufti will do it, and then another mufti in another country will do it. And gradually the number of religious people, and this I emphasize, I said, religious people, if you start to get involved, this will be a great contribution. And he listened. Nothing came out of it, of course, as we know. I must say, my last remark now, unless you have questions or comments, the more I think about this point of trying to find out religious personnel, I think the more it's a valid idea. If a fatwa will be issued by Al-Azhar scholars, this will solve the problem. No government, including the Arab non-religious governments, not all Arab countries are religious countries. There are some like Saudi Arabia who is, and we have close relations now with Saudi Arabia. It's not a secret anymore. We fly over Saudi Arabia. It was not possible only a half year ago. They allow, and I guess that there are other contacts. Iran is a danger to Saudi Arabia, not less than it is to us. So this invites cooperation, and I'm sure that there is some cooperation. Both countries will try to keep it secret because publicity may cause damage. But Iran is the greatest enemy of the whole world, not only of us. If religious Saudi scholars issue a fatwa, it will be of extreme importance, but nothing compared with Al-Azhar. Al-Azhar is a leading religious institution in the whole Muslim world, and it has great impact on other countries. Now, if religious Muslim scholars are found in Indonesia that will be courageous enough to publish a fatwa calling for relations with Israel, if they will put the condition, first the Palestinian problem must be solved and then we shall have relations, then there will never be relations. Because the Palestinians are not interested in establishing a state. They could establish their state decades ago. And they're not in it. They want to destroy Israel. We shall make it difficult for them to destroy Israel. We're not going to allow it to happen. But then putting the Palestinian issue as condition means no contribution to solution. There is nothing. It's like saying no, there will be no relations. Today, this is still the Saudi Arabia position. I don't see any objective reason why Indonesia should be bound by the Palestinian issue.
Of course.
And if there are Indonesians who are religious leaders, who are ready to be pioneers in this effort, if you know, for instance, some Indonesian leaders that you can talk to them, let them think about it. They can benefit the thing and benefit both countries, because I really believe that relations between Indonesia and Israel, although without due respect to all the differences and the terrible distance to Indonesia, still those two countries can do great things together. This might be good, but for this you need the courage, the right kind of political thinking. Courage is the most important. And if you know such Indonesians, send them to Israel, tell them to come and visit me.
Of course.
Or let them decide about it in Indonesia. The problem is how to find them. I am sure that Israel is not making any effort to reach such religious people in all Muslim countries. If Israel would have made the effort, I would have known. I think,
why Israel want to do that?
No, Israel, I think the attitude was one government after another. We are a small country. There is a limit to our efforts, so we cannot spread all over the world. We'll concentrate on the countries that we can develop a dialogue with. The Indonesians don't want to. Let them. Then we live without Indonesia, which is a great damage, a great pity. Gilda is not from Indonesia, only from India.
India. Wow. Are you Jewish?
No, she's not Jewish.
Oh, you are Christian.
We adopted her.
Wow.
And she is now, for a few years, I hope, member of our family. But she has a family in India waiting for her to return one day.
Okay then.
One day she will go back home. But meanwhile, she's here.
Okay then. So you live here, right? Okay.
Salam damai dari Fakta Israel.